Yes, very quick video, but I wanted to go deep into a topic that a lot of people get confused, and that topic is intermediate fasting. A lot of people get it wrong and think it's a cheat code, but intermediate fasting works as long as your calorie deficit works. So I've been on calls with a different few people, and the issue that they seem to be having is they feel like, if they can intermediate fast, they can eat whatever they want. It's a way to control your calorie deficit. And as well as that, you also get to start eating at similar times and treat your body in a way where it knows when to expect food because you're eating it through a shorter window. So some people fast for, there's different windows people fast for, and then they allow themselves to eat. So it really depends on the person and what they want to do and how shorter the window is. However, there are some pros, there are some cons with intermediate fasting. And do I do it? Not consciously, but having a shorter window is going to allow you to eat less, obviously. However, it is not the end all. If you're intermediate fasting, it does not mean you can eat whatever you want. Yes, it's a lot harder to eat, 3, 4, 5,000 calories in a shorter window. Therefore, you're going to lose weight. However, you can still box off that amount of food and not lose weight. So if you're intermediate fasting and that's the approach you want to take and that's the approach you want to use to induce your deficit, please be wary that you still need to know what you're eating. You still need to know your macros so your physique is right and you gain hold and can gain muscle within that phase, rather than just eating absolute shit and either losing weight and gaining a skinny fat physique because your calories are not in line with your protein and you haven't really done the maths on that side, or you gain weight because you're still eating in the surplus. So me personally, do I intermediate fast a little bit? Sometimes I do skip breakfast. I don't like to eat straight away unless I'm training or doing a bit of cardio. But I don't think I intermediate fast. I just have a scheduled time for my meals, and it means I probably have my first meal around 10 a.m. See, waking up early at 5, have my first meal at 10, have my next meal around 3, then have my last meal probably around 7 and a snack in between those, depending on how I'm feeling. So if you want to control your hunger and tell your body when to expect food, there's many different ways to do it. You can have a schedule or routine, and that then allows your body to know when to expect food, and you're basically creating some kind of system on when your body's going to eat and expect food. And for me, the biggest thing about intermediate fasting that I'm not too big of a fan of, if it's all that you can do, that's all that you know, fair enough. But as somebody who's training and wants to hold as much tissue, I want my body to consistently have food. I want my body to consistently feel like an engine, like a machine, and eating throughout the day just allows me to fuel a lot more, allows me to have more oomph, more power, more energy throughout the day. And having a very short window, I have done it. I'll show you one of my first initial transformations. I used to have one meal a day. I would have one meal a day. At the end of the day, I would go to the gym. I could barely lift. I was weak, but I was getting shredded and I was lean. And at that point, that's all I cared about. As I'm getting older and I like to run, I like to do a lot of things. I like to have energy and performance throughout the day. And having one meal a day or intermediate fasting, have a short window, means when you're training, when you're doing these other things, you potentially can't exert as much energy and perform at your best. So for those who want to intermediate fast, now you know the pros, now you know the cons. So you can make your own decision on how you want to do so. I am not going to do it at the moment because I don't necessarily feel like it gets me to my goal. There's other ways to get to your goal. But if you are going to intermediate fast, just know you cannot eat whatever you want. The calorie balance needs to make sense, and you still need to train, work out, and do the other things to get the physique that you want. Hope this was beneficial to somebody, and this is like a quick take. Some videos I'm going to do like this. If you like it, let me know. But that's Coach Steve, over and out.